Get down. Down. Get down. Down. Do you think I'm...
Get on the ground.
Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at several cases of police misconduct, including an incident where a former deputy brutally punched a restrained suspect multiple times in the face, causing him to lose consciousness, despite the victim already being on the ground and under control. On October 21st, 2023, in Charleston County, South Carolina, Officer James Hank Carter was pursuing a driver by the name of Rashard Duncan, who failed to stop for blue lights. After finally catching up to him, the officer got out of his vehicle and began to apprehend a fleeing Mr. Duncan. How he did so, however, was shocking to say the least.
Hey, you done, son? Get down. Down. Get down. Down. Do you think I'm... reaching in your wingspan, nigga?
Out of nowhere, despite already having the victim restrained and on the ground, the officer kept brutally punching Mr. Duncan in the face multiple times. Such an act of violence no doubt violates the U.S. Department of Justice's policy on police use of force, which states, law enforcement officers should use only the amount of force necessary to mitigate an incident, make an arrest, or protect themselves or others from harm. The levels or continuum of force police use include basic, verbal, and physical restraint, less lethal force, and lethal force. On top of this, the officer simultaneously violated the victim's fourth constitutional right, which states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Reach into your waist, man. You think I'm messing with you? You got a gun? You got a gun? You don't know? I got him. I'm back here. I got you. It's your boy. You'll see. It's your boy. Get up. Because you're reaching in your waistband, that's why. I don't give a shit what you reaching for, dude. Negative, just one person. I think you slick. Enjoy that little nap.
After handcuffing the victim while walking over to a patrol vehicle, Officer Carter could be heard saying, "Enjoy that little nap," in an apparent acknowledgement that the victim lost consciousness while being struck. By displaying such animosity and unprofessionalism, he failed to uphold his department's mission statement, which states, "It is the mission of the Charleston Police Department to serve all people within our jurisdiction with respect, fairness, and compassion. We are committed to the protection of life and property, the preservation of peace, order, and safety, the vigorous enforcement of local, state, and federal laws, and the defense of the Constitution of the State of South Carolina and the Constitution of the United States of America in a fair and impartial manner. We are committed to serving our community to enhance the quality of life and to nurture public trust by holding ourselves to the highest standards of performance and ethics."
Because you reach in your waistband.
Man,
I ain't playing with no damn gun, boy.
Man, you know me personally.
Yeah.
No, look at me.
Yeah.
You know me personally. You know
Yeah.
I don't play with no guns.
You think I'm supposed to, I'm gonna just wait? Wait?
Even if Mr. Duncan did have a gun, the officer had already restrained his limbs and body. This made repeatedly punching his face an inefficient and unacceptable way to stop the victim from pulling out a firearm, once again holding him liable for violating the use of force policy.
you throw that dope out at?
All down Mile Hill. Whole trip.
You think he'd learn? I'm gonna go back to the car, right? I'm gonna go back to the car. Huh? Do what? Oh yeah, come. Dude. That was gnarly, dude. Whatever. It is what it is. What do you throw out? Like white powder or what? Yeah. Hey Sarge, you come over this way. I had a little fender bender with a telephone pole wire when he ran off the road. Dispatch, we're at the next entrance past the main entrance at Ravenel Mobile Home Park. As soon as I find an address on one of these trailers, I'm gonna give you an actual address. Damn it. It is what it is. It is what it is.
After the incident, the officer's agency immediately fired him after reviewing the footage on November 9th for egregious conduct amid an internal investigation. However, that meant it took 19 days for the sheriff's office to terminate Officer Carter. Apparently, the agency cited the delay due to when the officer's supervisor, Tim Carroll, turned in his use of force packet to the patrol captain, who then alerted the Office of Professional Standards. According to the sheriff's office spokesperson, Amber Allen, Officer Carroll was demoted from sergeant to master deputy and taken off of patrol. In the end, investigators charged the officer with assault and misconduct in office. Next up, we have a case where two officers assaulted a man sleeping on the stairwell of a local homeless shelter. On May 25, 2017, in Shelton, Connecticut, officers responded to a call from a local homeless shelter regarding a man who was sleeping on their stairwell. After arriving on the scene, they found the person in question and began interrogating him.
Shelton PD, come down off the stairs now.
Wake up, man. It's the police department. Show me your hands. Show me your hands! I'm gonna tell you one more time to show me your hands and I'm gonna pepper spray you. Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
Show me your hands!
Get on your stomach and put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind
Do
your
it
back.
now!
Rather than use bodily force to remove a man who just woke up from his sleep, though, the officers pepper sprayed him, knowing that their target wasn't completely aware of what was happening around him. Therefore, the officers were liable for violating their department's policy on pepper sprays, which states, OC spray may be used when reasonably necessary to defend persons or to assist in effecting an arrest, or to subdue a particularly disorderly element of a crowd. OC spray should not be used against persons engaged only in passive resistance. For purposes of this policy, passive resistance means non-compliance with an officer's orders, unaccompanied by any active or physical resistance. Since the victim was not physically or even verbally resistant, the officers were not justified in using their OC spray.
Put your hands behind your back, man. Both of them. Put your hands behind your back.
My neck to my neck.
Now!
Let me go. Dude, seriously.
Give us your hands.
Put your hands behind your back.
Dude.
Stop resisting.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop resisting.
Put your hands behind your back.
Let me go.
Stop resisting.
Let me go.
Put your hands behind your back. Now. Put your hands behind
Even though they knew that they had just pepper sprayed their target, the officers began punching the victim multiple times, something that goes against another policy set forth by the U.S. Department of Justice, which states, once the chemical has been applied and empty hand techniques are being used, commands must be given to direct the now confused and distracted subject, lie down on the ground, and stop resisting arrest. Tell the subject what is required and how to stop the pain of a compliance technique. These commands also communicate to witnesses the officer's desire to use minimum force. Moreover, through their unnecessary violence, the officers violated their department's use of force policy, which states, officers shall use only that amount of force that is objectively reasonable under the totality of the circumstances known to the officer at the time the force is used. Force may appear necessary at the time the force is used, given the facts and circumstances perceived by the officer at the time of the event to accomplish a legitimate law enforcement purpose.
Put your hands behind your back. Now.
Grab your taser.
Okay, I'm gonna tase you.
Tase him.
What's important to note during this exchange is that the officers failed to provide a verbal warning to the victim before tasing him. This was without a doubt a violation of the ACLU's taser policy, which states, a verbal warning of the intended use of the taser should precede its application, unless it would otherwise endanger the safety of officers or when it is not practical due to the circumstances. The purpose of the warning is to provide the individual with a reasonable opportunity to voluntarily comply and to provide other officers and individuals with a warning that a taser may be deployed. If, after a verbal warning, an individual is unwilling to voluntarily comply with an officer's lawful orders, and it appears both reasonable and practical under the circumstances, the officer may, but is not required to, display the electrical arc or the laser in a further attempt to gain compliance prior to the application of the taser. The aiming laser should never be intentionally directed into the eyes of another, as it may permanently impair their vision. The fact that a verbal or other warning was given or reasons it was not given shall be documented by the officer deploying the taser.
Right here, 1517 starter, it's another unit.
Oh, thanks, man. Well,
Just throw him.
Sean, is there anybody directly below me? Okay, well, can you hold that for me? Yeah. Okay, you ready, Maddie?
Yep.
Well, here, let's. Matt, we're gonna bring him down. Okay. Okay, get up. Get up. Get up! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, watch the blood, man. Is it broke? Don't know we can get that far. Hang tight, man. Hang tight. Sit down. sit down.
Despite their egregious actions, the two officers did not face any assault charges, nor has there been any other update regarding this case. Moving on, this next incident involves city staff ordering their officers to unlawfully arrest peaceful protesters. On April 3, 2023, in Tallahassee, Florida, a protest was about to commence outside of City Hall, led by Florida State Minority Leader Lauren Book and former gubernatorial candidate Nikki Fried, in response to a newly passed 6-week abortion ban. However, just before the protest began, city staff put up a sign outside City Hall designating the area as a park. After doing so, Mayor John Daley claimed that the protesters were violating a long-standing city ordinance that prohibits people from staying in city parks after dark. It's important to note, though, that this was the first time that the City Hall had ever been declared a park, hinting at the possibility that this was deliberate. Nevertheless, officers were shortly dispatched in order to restrain the peaceful protesters. Considering that the sign declaring the area a park was just put up, it's very obvious that the protesters were targeted. Regardless, the officers began arresting each individual one by one. Normally, this would never be lawful, since each individual was protected by the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances."
Sorry you have to do this.
Sir, do you have any weapons on you? Anything I can put in the about me? Hold on. Go ahead to the garage. Go to the garage.
Names to get to
Officer Byer.
Know your name. I've got nothing on me. A past public defender, attorney for 25 years. Suggests
Do you have anyone available that can run the Are we going to stay to the patrol cars, or are they bringing the van in here? Back up. Careful with the step coming up. Hey, the rest are in the corner.
Everyone needs to know that they are doing their jobs. The old rules was that this is what their job is.
You have the right to go ahead and go to your search. Start getting biographical information. This person right here.
No. I got nothing on me. I will tell you that I'm
Nothing. Do you have any pockets or anything like that?
What's your first name, ma'am? Nicole. How do I spell it? N-I-C-O-L-E.
Can you let him do that when you go just search Nikki with him? Alright, nothing else on you on your person? Do you have anything in your shoes or anything like that? Okay. They don't have pockets.
I can search easier.
What? No, I was saying for.
Oh, for that? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Just get their information with your name on it.
You're Nikki Freed?
I am.
Okay. Thought that one. Yeah, did you have identification on you?
In my car.
In your car? Verify.
115 dispatch, go ahead and let traffic, please.
Any help or anything?
If you just want to write down their information on it.
Ma'am, just want to make you aware that lying to who you are under arrest is an extra charge.
I'm a past public defender and attorney for 25 years.
Then you should know the law.
That is correct.
Okay. So if you want to give a false name, that's fine. It's an emergency charge.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm stating a fact.
I know, but why would you think that I'm not telling you my name? Do you not think I'm Nikki Freed? Google my name.
We're just saying that for our purposes. If you give us a false identification, then it'll be.
I would never lie to an officer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm not accusing you of lying. We're just all we're saying is that.
Freed, F-R-I-E-D.
We should. Yes,
See
ma'am.
my picture.
Hey, sorry,
And you did the, I know. Yep. You did search and everything. I wasn't here with you.
Yep, the only thing I have is search for your shoes. Yeah, could you go ahead and kick off your shoes for me? Just want to search those as well. You want to hold her so I can search these.
I'm an attorney of 25 years. There'll be nothing that I will do that will interfere with anything I do.
The Brooks and Souls don't come out?
They do. Those are souls that are actually headed in the city to this out.
How would it be easiest to get your shoes back on for you?
I was trying to slip in mine.
How, do you mind if I put them for you?
You were unreasonable. What do you call it? Just show me on the Capitol. You already have me on it. Sorry, not the Capitol.
You can balance on me.
Have me on all
For you.
Go ahead. Go ahead and get it all in. Also, we'll be going about it.
Who's your senior ranking officer here?
We have a bunch of people. We have here, we have 2 sergeants, a major, inside they have like deputy chiefs and all that. But I think the highest ranking I'm seeing right now is Sergeant Martinez and Sergeant. I don't know who he just went.
They're just loaded right here for what?
Sergeant Orange.
Could you tell us who's your best name? Step 4.
Sorry.
Yeah? Yep. Man, what's your first name?
Nicole?
Your cuffs? Yep. Yeah. So here's the name that's on all the concealed carry permits?
Yep.
I was trying to remember, I know I've seen it a bunch, but I was like, pretty sure.
I was a member of the cabinet until January. So the Commissioner of Agriculture. You won't need one anymore, though.
What was that?
You won't need a concealed carry permit
Yes,
anymore.
ma'am.
As of today.
Did it actually go in full effect today?
Goes into effect July 1.
July 1 of this year? July 1st of this year? Still recommend everyone to still get it though.
That's practice the training, and if you ever have to leave the state of Florida, reciprocity only works if you have your permit.
No, it looks like most southern states are actually going to constitutional carry now. Like I wrestle in college up in Arkansas, and that's a constitutional carry state, but it's weird. It becomes a huge deal, but when I was there, I mean, no one ever open carries, like in Arkansas.
It's a culture shift. Like, it's not what Florida is about. And it's just a shame that we're going into a new cultural move. It puts you guys at more at risk. Not knowing who the good and bad guys are when you're walking into a scene.
Still in FTO right now.
Huh?
So I'm still in FTO right now. I've been here for like 3 months. So at least it'll come in where it's like I'm still new to the job, like recognizing everything.
Yeah, stand back.
But
So you just came here to Tallahassee, or?
I'm born and raised here. I didn't know because a lot of people came from out of town.
No, I live here. I moved here in 2019.
2019?
Yeah, I was elected.
She's taking a long way.
Huh?
That's what I see in the general.
You do.
You know a lot of our community stuff here. So yeah, I think we had most of our community stuff here today.
Yep.
Hey, Courtney, can I get her 14? I think I might be next in line.
Just tell she hands back to the primary channel.
Did you already run her?
Sorry, just doing yours now.
Fast and fast.
We're good.
Okay, sorry, got it. Alright, sorry.
Alright, am I good to take to the bus? Is she good to go to the bus?
Yes.
Positively identified and ran, you can take them over to PTU.
Can you turn on the first name and middle name for the subject?
If it helps you to sit down that scoot over, you can do that too, okay?
She's negative all the way. No. 10-4. Do I have anybody else in mind?
They're fine. They're public.
Got it?
It's our youth chapter. I told them it's our youth chapter. Yeah. They're just gonna. They see us. We're like. Please tell me there's AC because I think it's
Oh yeah. AC's coming.
Okay.
They might have us in there. I'm trying to figure out how I angle it. Are you my like squats? I see that ass? I see. I saw you see that. I saw you see that. What happened in the car?
Watch your head, okay?
I didn't do well. No, me neither.
Would you like the seatbelt on?
Yes, they need to wear it. Yes, and listen, I only got in trouble one time my entire life as a 30-year-old, 18. I'll be back one of these things for 30 years. Y'all my birthday. Y'all know how I am. 30. I had till I was 18. I dealt with it. No, I never got in trouble. I never got arrested. I'm really not.
You're gonna go all the way on the right side, all the way down.
In the end, 11 people in total were arrested. Local attorney Mutaki Akbar then represented 9 of the 11 protesters later in court. He told WCTV that the state attorney's office had not yet filed formal charges against the protesters and hoped the charges wouldn't be brought at all. If they did, then he would likely have filed a motion to dismiss them. Unfortunately, as of the date of this recording, no further information has been made available regarding the fate of those 11 people. In this next incident, we're going to take a look at a case where a police officer repeatedly tased a young man who had gotten involved in a horrifying car crash and sustained multiple life-threatening injuries. On July 3, 2022, in Monroe County, Florida, 19-year-old boy Jordan Rivero and his friends were on their way home from a fishing trip. Oblivious to the laws of the road, however, the kids were taking turns driving with Mr. Rivero asleep in the back seat. All of a sudden, their vehicle crashed into a pole, causing Mr. Rivero to sustain multiple injuries. Confused and dazed due to the car crash, he exited the car and started wandering around. At the same time, though, officers Hansen, Coelho, and O'Keefe, who witnessed the crash occur, immediately grabbed the victim and proceeded to repeatedly tell him to sit down. The following footage was sourced from the body cam of Officer Hansen. As one can see from the footage, Mr. Rivero was clearly injured and panicked. Despite this, the officers used an excessive amount of force in order to make the victim sit down. It should be noted that Mr. Rivero at the time had sustained severe head trauma and a bleeding nose and face, thus making the officers' use of force questionable to say the least.
I need you to sit on the ground. Okay. So sit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why are you not sitting?
Sorry, man.
Stop.
Mr. Rivero then tried to resist arrest, which led Officer Hansen to quickly draw out his taser and deploy it in an attempt to subdue him. While one may argue that the officer was allowed to deploy his taser, he did not do so properly. According to the ACLU's taser policy, officers will, if feasible, give the subject a verbal warning before using the taser. The warning should be an explicit statement such as stop, get on the ground, or you will be tased. Officers will also announce to cover officers that the taser is being deployed whenever possible. Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the only time he deploys it.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Officer Hansen once again aimed for Mr. Rivero and this time succeeded in tasing him, causing the victim to stiffen and fall. This too was done so unannounced. The officer not only deployed it once, but did so 4 more times, despite other officers already having detained the victim through bodily force. No doubt, his actions violated the United Nations Human Rights Office's policy for law enforcement officials, which states, while law enforcement officials may be authorized to use force for the prevention of crime, or in effecting or assisting in the lawful arrest of offenders or suspected offenders, no force going beyond that may be used.
This is not helping you. Take a breath.
Please, sir. Please.
Take a breath.
Please, sir, please.
Take a breath.
I can't.
Breathe.
I can't breathe.
Yes, you can. Breathe in your mouth.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You let me know if you want some.
Dad. Dad. Dad, help me.
Help me along.
Oh. Tyler, help me. Tyler. Tyler. Tyler.
He's gonna come down. We just need to go down.
Tyler.
Just chill. Look,
Tyler.
you're in shock. It's Tyler right here. Look, that's my hand.
Tyler, help me, please.
Bro, you're in shock.
You want to hobble?
Tyler.
I got one.
There's one in the back.
You're in shock.
I can't.
You,
Here. Here. In case you need another ride.
Tyler, grab me.
I don't know. Anna, where is it?
back in the trunk.
Please. I cannot breathe, please.
At this point, Mr. Rivero was lying on the ground with his face pressed against the bloody pavement, while an officer sat atop him. The great manner of concern was that he could be heard yelling, "I cannot breathe." Despite this, none of the officers paid any attention to his cries and continued to tie his legs together. By employing restraining methods that blocked the victim's airflow, the officer's actions violated the SDRJ model policy, which defines chokeholds as lethal hands-on maneuvers that may cut off the supply of blood and oxygen to the brain, and includes under this definition strangleholds, neck restraints, and carotid restraints. Moreover, any and all chokeholds are prohibited under the policy, including strikes to the neck and positional asphyxia. In the chokeholds chapter, the model policy also outlines directives and prohibitions on breathing impairments. Breathing impairments include strikes to the neck and positional asphyxia.
Way too early.
I'm sorry, dog.
I do kind of want to get another glove on now.
You're not in trouble. All right. I think that's all. All right. Just try to keep them out of sight as best you can. Well, yeah, you're in cuffs.
Mr. Rivero was finally moved into an ambulance. However, his head injury, bleeding around the brain, broken nose, and hypoxic respiratory led to his ventilation and eventual coma. Unsurprisingly, after the incident, Mr. Rivero filed a lawsuit against the officers where he demanded a jury trial and damages of at least $75,000, which is the standard jurisdictional amount in federal court. However, as of the date of this recording, no further updates have been made regarding that lawsuit. On May 20th, 2019, in Salisbury, North Carolina, 68-year-old Stephanie Bottom was driving in her Toyota Sequoia to attend her aunt's funeral. However, during the journey, she was listening to loud music while traveling at 70 to 75 miles per hour. Consequently, a deputy allegedly spotted Miss Bottom speeding at 80 miles per hour, which was considered over the speed limit, and as a result, began pursuing her with some help from 3 other officers. The officers in question were later identified as Adam Boak, Mark Benfield, Smith, and Devin Barkalow. After a grueling 7 minutes, an officer was able to pull their target's SUV to a side after a 10-mile chase. How he handled the following confrontation, though, was unprofessional to say the least.
One of y'all get in front of her, see when stop it like that. Roll around about 5 miles.
It can be seen that the officer approached the SUV with his firearm drawn and opened the door to Miss Bottom's car. On top of that, before the victim was given a chance to exit her vehicle, the officer aggressively snatched the elderly woman out of her seat by her hair and slammed her onto the pavement. According to Justia law, excessive force violates the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which forbids unreasonable searches and seizures by law enforcement. The threshold at which force becomes excessive increases if a suspect is resisting or fleeing arrest. Moreover, officers may be able to use greater force when pursuing a suspect, but cannot use lethal force against a suspect unless they reasonably believe that they are faced with a risk of death or serious injury. Considering that the woman did not try to resist or flee, it's obvious that the officers violated this policy. Miss Bottom was clearly distressed and confused as she kept on screaming in pain, as was expected, of course, since it was later revealed that the officer had broken her arm in the process of handcuffing her. Furthermore, instead of intervening and calming things down, the other officers only added to her injuries. This was entirely unacceptable, since a police officer may be held liable for not preventing another officer from using excessive force.
What have I done wrong? I'm 68 years old. Please, why are you doing this?
Ma'am, you're under arrest.
Why?
Gosh.
What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong, sir? Can you tell me what I did wrong? What have I done wrong?
That is the 87 there on the left side, the median side, number 1 lane.
Ma'am, there were 3 police cars behind you for about 10 miles.
I know, but why?
Why? Because you were speeding. It was a simple traffic stop. That's all we had to do. Write your ticket. You turned it into this.
I didn't take no alcohol. I'm on my way to a funeral. My aunt's funeral.
Gosh.
I did nothing wrong.
Where's your license at?
It's
Where's it at?
As the police searched the car, Miss Bottom was heard informing the officers of her previous injuries and requesting them to loosen the handcuffs, despite the victim suffering from a broken arm along with her older injuries resurfacing. No immediate medical attention was sought. Naturally, this violated a policy for law enforcement officials set forth by the United Nations Human Rights Office, which states law enforcement officials shall ensure the full protection of the health of persons in their custody, and in particular, shall take immediate action to secure medical attention whenever required. This is further highlighted by the fact it took an entire hour before paramedics were called to the scene. However, by that time it was too late. The victim had already suffered permanent damage to her arm and shoulder. After the incident, Miss Stephanie Bottom filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the officers involved. After a long 2 years, the case was finally concluded as the defendant paid a sum of $125,000 to the victim. We're now going to take a look at an egregious incident where an officer threatened to shoot a rapper for simply sitting in a parked car that didn't have a license plate. On December 31st, 2022, in Gardena, California, Los Angeles-based rapper Feezy LeBron
see him plotting, trying to back though. Treat the bank like a bando.
Said he was using his cell phone while in his car at a parking lot near Crenshaw Boulevard when suddenly 2 passing deputies approached him, asking him to exit his vehicle. Without rhyme or reason, this escalated into one of the officers forcibly removing him from the driver's seat.
Hi, what are you doing? Stop. Alright, I'm just gonna spray him, dude. Watch out. Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna spray you. Get out. Get out or you're getting sprayed. Get out or you're getting sprayed.
As if that wasn't enough, the other officer began threatening to pepper spray the victim. By failing to question the victim or even fully exhaust the option of bodily force, the officers failed to abide by their department's de-escalation policy, which states, officers will be trained in de-escalation tactics and techniques designed to gain voluntary compliance from a subject before using force, and such tactics and techniques should be employed if objectively feasible, and they would not increase the danger to the officer or others. When feasible, reducing the need for force allows officers to secure their own safety as well as the safety of the public. Considering that Mr. LeBron was legally parked and doing nothing wrong, the actions of the officers can also be considered a complete violation of the victim's 4th constitutional rights. This is because the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution provides that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Unfortunately, the situation was about to escalate in a very unprecedented manner.
Get out. Reach around. You take off in this car, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna make it super easy on you. You put this car in drive, you're getting one right to the chest. I don't care what you got. I don't care if you got on you. But guess what, bro? Now you gotta deal with it. But if you pull some, you're gonna take one to the chest. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't listen, you're done. You understand me? Gardena, Lawndale Unit out 10-6. Unit comply or no?
Out of nowhere, the officer immediately pulled out his gun and threatened to shoot the victim. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, law enforcement officers and correctional officers may use deadly force only when necessary. That is, when the officer has a reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. It should also be noted that 1. Deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect. 2. Firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. 3. If feasible, and if doing so would not increase the danger to the officer or others, a verbal warning to submit to the authority of the officer shall be given prior to the use of deadly force. 4. Officers will be trained in alternative methods and tactics for handling resisting subjects, which must be used when the use of deadly force is not authorized by this policy. 5. Deadly force should not be used against persons whose actions are a threat solely to themselves or property unless an individual poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or others in close proximity. Considering all the listed guidelines, the officers were in no way allowed to draw their firearms on the victim.
Comply with.
If you move your hands from right there, you're in trouble.
So you gonna shoot me? I'm sitting in the damn car, bro.
14809 Crenshaw, Wheat Shop parking lot.
I'm sitting in the damn car.
Move your hands from right there, and you're done.
Sorry, I'm under arrest or what, bro? You got guns.
You are most definitely 1,050% detained. And if you do anything other than what you're doing right now, then you're gonna have some major consequences to deal with. For what? I'm gonna make it super simple for you. For what? It's already been explained to you. For what? Already been explained to you. You gonna step out of the car now or no?
Am I under arrest?
You're detained and you're gonna step out of the vehicle.
For what?
Right now, if you refuse to comply to our commands and our lawful orders as policemen, you're gonna be placed under arrest and you will go to jail and I will tow this car. You gonna comply or no? Because right now you already resisted my partner by ripping your arm away.
Your partner came and opened my damn door by himself.
Step out and comply to him.
Your partner came and opened my damn door.
Oh, sir. You know what? You on probation or parole or what? Alright. Nope. Got it. Thank you. We don't need it. I know, but I don't need the consent. Thank you. Yeah, units come into the weed shop. You can slow your roll. We're good. Thank you. Is your ID on you or no? Or is it in your car? Or is it? I know you said it 50 times, dude. I get it. Unfortunately for you, you shouldn't smoke so much weed in your car, and then we wouldn't have to search it.
I didn't smoke no weed in my car. I have weed in my car. I didn't smoke no weed in my car. It's not legal.
Do you have like anger issues or what?
It wouldn't have mattered regardless, since it is legal for adults 21 and older to possess and consume cannabis, in other words, marijuana, weed, or pot in California. Thankfully though, after the incident, Mr. LeBron was not arrested and was instead given a ticket for a missing license plate. Unsurprisingly, when the incident became public, it sparked a large amount of public outrage and concern. Despite this and the misconduct of the officers, nothing else became of this incident. Our last case of the day showcases an incident where officers forced a homeless man to leave a McDonald's, despite the fact that the food he was eating for was paid for by another civilian. On February 28, 2018, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, an officer was dispatched to a McDonald's after receiving a call regarding a homeless man in their parking lot asking people for money. Upon arriving at the scene, the officer found him eating at a table. The following footage showcases what happened next.
Okay. Do you want him to stay or?
Well, after today, he's gotta go because he's really bugging my customers at my drive-thru.
Okay. Can you just let him know that he's trespassed after this? Hi. Hi, sir. How are you? Management. I understand. Listen, let me just tell you why I'm here. All right, management called us, okay, because apparently this is an everyday issue. You come here, okay, and you ask for money, all right? So what she's saying is after... You didn't ask me for money. Okay. It's not just you, all right? So what they're wanting to do is they want to trespass you. So after you're done eating here, okay, you have to leave and you can't come back on premise ever again. Do you understand? Okay, all right. Now can I just get ID on you?
By the way, you guys suck for letting a homeless man, he didn't even ask me for food. You guys, I'll never be back here. You guys, he didn't even ask me for food. I brought him from outside. You guys suck.
All right, can I see your ID?
Yes, you did.
Can I see your ID? You don't have an ID?
So what? This is how I talk. I talk loud. If the officer has a problem with that, the officer's gonna arrest me. Sir, you're being disorderly. I'm not being disorderly. Yes, you are.
You really are, though.
He didn't ask me for food.
Okay.
And I saw him across the street and I brought him over here and gave him food.
Okay, we're here because apparently he's asked multiple people, okay? Multiple people have complained. So it's not just you, okay? If management is asking you to quiet down, quiet down. All right. I need your name before you leave. I need your name before you leave.
I brought him over.
James Lee Davis.
What is it?
James Lee Davis.
Jamie?
James Lee Davis.
James.
King of the day.
Okay. You're not, I just need to do my job, okay? Station 250 locals and CIC white male.
Go ahead.
Last name is Davis, first name James, date of birth
chopper pay me, King. I gotta get on down there and get it.
Okay. And I'm not stopping you from doing that. I just got to put this trespass on you.
Okay, I won't come back again.
Okay.
Put this in a bag so if you like.
Is that bag big enough though? Okay. You want anything done? Okay.
Forget about this guy.
All right. Sir, can you please leave premise? No, you have to leave right now. He wants you out. Go ahead. It's not me. I'm not civil court. 10-4, can you place an indefinite trespass on him from this property?
After being able to remove the homeless man, the store's management asked for the person who stood up for him, Mr. Gallo, to also be removed from the premises as well.
Can I get a refund for my food if I can't finish my food?
I cannot do that. I just explained to you, I'm not civil court, okay? He wants you removed, you have to go. That's all. You can take his name.
Can I get his name, please?
Yep.
Can I get your name, please? Can I get your name, please? I would like you to leave, sir.
All right. Can you just provide him with information to the store so that he can go
I
ahead
gave a
and leave?
homeless guy food, by the way, guys. Just so you know, I gave a homeless guy food. They're kicking me out. Yes, because you need to kick him out.
You're being disorderly.
No, because I'm being loud. Because I'm telling you what you did was wrong.
Hey, listen, you have to leave. You have to leave.
Yeah, I'll probably end up
Okay?
going to jail. That's what's gonna
You're
happen.
not going to go to jail. I'm asking you nicely.
Yeah, I want to sit here and finish my food. So then I want a refund.
You don't have that.
But when
and what I'm saying is, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I am the law, okay? You need to get your stuff and leave. That is all, okay? You want a refund, you got to go through corporate. I am not corporate. I am here to tell you, get your stuff and leave.
Can I get my receipt, please?
Instead of continuing to handle the situation in an orderly manner, the female officer prematurely raised her tone and declared herself to be the law as she yelled at Mr. Gallo to leave. While such an act may not violate any laws, it does go against her department's mission statement, which states, "We, the men and women of the Myrtle Beach Police Department, are committed to enhancing the quality of life through community partnerships and public safety, while preserving the peace and protecting the constitutional and civil rights of those we serve."
I want my receipt.
All right.
You got it? No, I didn't get a receipt.
Go ahead.
Can you repeat that date of birth one more time?
9/2/48.
Copy.
No, I did not get a receipt. Can I get a receipt, please? You mind reprinting me my receipt, please?
Is that doable? You can? Okay. All right. There you go.
Sit right here on your break.
All right.
You guys, 34 minutes. Actually, it's 40. Come, I'll buy you food somewhere else. Come on, let's go somewhere.
In the end, nothing else came of the incident, as Mr. Gallo eventually got a receipt for his purchase before leaving and telling the homeless man that he would buy him food somewhere else after the two exited the restaurant. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter